here. Those of you that are close to this facility should definitely take your time, even if you have to drive 30, 40 minutes, an hour. It's worth your time to get to a powerlifting gym and be with other powerlifters. So try to find like-minded people that have similar goals to yourself and gravitate towards that. Anybody else that's not with it, you're going to have to eliminate, because you can't, it's going to be hard for you to continue to make progress if you have other people or a lifting partner who's not showing up on time or who's constantly complaining about injuries and stuff like that. That's why these environments exist. I knew that I couldn't be as good as I wanted to be by myself. And so I really appreciate being here today. It's great being in an environment like this where everyone's fired up to learn. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come out to this event today. I have a saying that if you walk with the lame, you will develop a limp. And that's why I hang with my boy Silent Mike here. Silent Mike has deadlifted 633 pounds at 198 pounds. He is currently getting ready to do a USAPL meet, a drug-tested event. I don't know how he's going to pass the test. The guy's on so many donuts, it's ridiculous. That's definitely going to show up on the test that they do. But he's an accomplished lifter. He's a strong lifter. Somebody who works his ass off. And I just want to reiterate each and every time, I'm going to say it probably a million times today, it's important that you guys understand that you are not going to get to where you want to get to unless you're around people that want to get better, people that want to be the best. So I'll give Silent Mike the floor here for a little bit.
You know, I was stuck in the same position, maybe many of you are, maybe not the gym owner here because he just started his own fucking mission to make his own gym, but I was in a commercial gym. I was making gains, I was doing all right, I was following programs, I was eating well, I was getting stronger. But like Mark said, to really take your game to the next level, and that doesn't mean we're all going to be world record holders, that just means mental and physical progress, right? We all got in this for some weird addiction to feel some pain and get better. This is one of the few things, the few hobbies in the world that you physically make yourself better at. You can go hunting and become a better shooter, but it's not the same. You're literally molding your body and your mind to get stronger and better over time, slowly, for arguably the rest of your life. Mark and I talk about a lot of times that one of our goals is to be 70 years old and still squat 315 pounds. You know, you see all those videos of older gentlemen or ladies online, and it's fucking awesome. It's something everybody can do to some extent. Even if you have some kind of injury or something holding you back, you could probably bench, squat, or deadlift, maybe not all three. And so that's why it's a special sport, and that's why we're here, excited to share it with you guys.
The human body, by the way, is designed to be pain-free. I know that's hard to understand because we develop a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. I've been lifting since I was about 12 years old, and I'm 38 now, so all kinds of shit happens. You know, elbows start to flare up, knees start to flare up, hemorrhoids start to flare up. There's all kinds of things. And hanging out with Silent Mike, he's flaming all the time too. And that causes even more problems. So you are going to develop some bumps and bruises along the way. But if you're constantly like injured to the point where you can't compete or you can't get through training sessions, then there's something's not right. You're either not eating correctly, you're not sleeping enough, you're not hydrated. I mean, it could be a combination of a lot of things. It might be stressed a lot, or it could be that your programming is just not suiting you all that well. Mike and I have tried a lot of different training methods. Right now he's working with Jeremy Hamilton, who broke the all-time 220 record. I'm working with Chad Wesley Smith. I've worked with Ed Cohn. We both worked with Eric Spoto, Brandon Lilly, Josh Bryant. Don't be afraid to try to communicate with some of these people, and don't be afraid to invest in yourself. You might have to pay some money to do some of these things, but don't be afraid to invest that money into it, because time is money, and the faster that you get to where you want to go to, the better off you're going to be. Also, those people can normally help you manage exactly what I'm talking about, the overtraining side of things, the side of things where you're just getting beat up all the time. It's not normal. You know, we try to pass it off as this is powerlifting, so shit's always supposed to hurt. I'm supposed to wear a slingshot for every single set of bench press. It doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be that way. That is not the norm. That is not the way things should normally go. Something like a slingshot or something like knee wraps should only be worn occasionally, only for 3 or 4 sets during a training session. If you're getting ready for competition, and maybe you wear your knee wraps a little bit more. Same thing with any sort of protective device, a lifting belt, things like that. Like, you shouldn't have to put a lifting belt on. You know, if you deadlift 500 pounds, you shouldn't have to put a belt on at 225 just to get yourself through the training session. Now, at the same time, you do have to get yourself through training sessions, so use whatever precautions are necessary to get you through those training sessions. But when you're done with those training sessions and shit hurts, try to reevaluate what is wrong. Same thing with if you start to miss lifts often. It is not normal to miss lifts. That's not why we go to the gym. That's not our goal. That's not our mission. That shouldn't be part of your training. If you're going to miss anything, it should be like, what percentage of your training?
Every 3 months?
Yeah, maybe like 1% or something. Maybe it shouldn't even happen at all. As you start to get stronger, it should be about half and half. You should have about 30 minutes of a main movement and about 30 minutes of assistance work. And in some cases, some guys continue to get stronger and stronger, and they just end up being in the gym a lot longer. Because they might have 60 minutes of the main movement. When you talk about warm-up, getting stretched out or whatever they need to do for the day, and then getting through all that shit, and then still finishing with all the assistance work that they need. Does anybody have any questions before we move on to some squats? Anything general?